joining you till 9 this Monday morning. We thank the Lord for this brand new day and brand new week amidst the pandemic that we are facing. The Lord has remained faithful, and we are assured that He will continue to be. So I hope this brings a smile on your face today. Now I want to say hi to Sir Fred Bardorla. He says good morning to everyone tuning in, and he says hi to their trailer truck driver Arturo Umaging, his wife Tessie and kids Ashley and Artes, architect Alvin Alfaro and his wife Norma and kids Kate, Louise and Harty, and to your sons JR and Joshua at Rover Piers 82 Scouts. Happy Monday morning, and thank you so much for allowing us to spend time with you today. As always, you'll hear songs and messages that bring hope. You're now hearing Big Daddy Weave for the song The Lion and the Lamb. If you guys want to send us a message, feel free to do so, as we want to hear from you. Text us at 0919-492-1939 or message us on Facebook, facebook.com/UP987 DYFR-FM. Again, here's Big Daddy Weave for The Lion and the Lamb on this FEBC Radio.
This gives a wonderful mood. The candles are a really nice touch.
Thank you, dear. Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Do you love me?
Do I love you?
Yeah.
You mean right this minute? Well, hang on.
What?
Let's see, lunch tomorrow looks like a bologna sandwich on white bread.
Lunch tomorrow?
And it doesn't look like you've done the laundry yet. Or you're using that fabric softener I don't like. And...
Bob, I just want to know if you love me. Lukewarm?
It's a solid 3 out of 10, and I'm sure it'll be higher after you do the laundry.
After I do. Bob, you don't love me. You just love the things I do for you.
Do you love God for who He is? Or is your love for Him dependent on what He does for you? Another message from Lifeline Productions, the comic strip of radio, and LifelinePro.com.
Why you
There is power, there is hope.
Mornings are always inspiring here at UP987 DYFR-FM. Live.
Change items like that overnight while you You sometimes get scared because things are bad. Well, don't. You know why? Because God is a God of hope. Times of war, we hope for peace. Times of turmoil, we hope for stability. When we're lost, we hope for redemption. That hope is good because it points to a reality, just as being thirsty points to the reality of water. A woman in a third world country, when she first heard about Jesus, said, I knew there must be a God like that somewhere. Where do you think she got that hope? She got it from Him, the God of hope. I'm Steve Brown. You think about that. Hey, share what you just heard with a friend. Go to youthinkaboutthat.com.
To help prevent the spread of COVID-19, prevent the spread of fake news. Avoid sharing unverified posts and news on social media or other channels. Do proper research from reliable health sources in cases of confusion or doubt. Watch and listen for briefings and advisories directly from the Department of Health or World Health Organization. A reminder from here.
And our time is now 7:32 a.m. You're listening to UP987, Life Changing. We're a member of the KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas. Gail here. Glad to join you this Monday morning. The enhanced community quarantine is supposed to end by May 15. We don't know yet if it's going to be extended or if we'll be placed under GCQ. So let's continue to pray for wisdom for our government officials who are assessing the situation. Pray that whatever decision they'll come up with will be for the better good, especially that there are still a lot of COVID cases here. And we want to say hi to some of our friends who are listening. Good morning, Miss Helen Turion. And she says, happy birthday to Pastor June Esteliore. God bless your day. That is from the Turion family. And our friends at JBF Bangkal are also greeting Pastor June a happy birthday. Thanks for tuning in today. Texter 9652 says hi to her husband Randy Bandehon, who's doing gardening, and to their two little kids who are also tuning in today. Good morning, happy Monday. Thank you so much for giving us a listen. Hello also to Gretchen Vesagas, who is watching through our YouTube live streaming. Thank you for tuning in today. And yes, in case you don't know yet, We're also live on YouTube, so if that's more convenient for you to do, if streaming online is more convenient for you, then go to our YouTube channel. Just look for UP987 DYFR-FM. Alright? Coming up next is Crowder for All My Hope. As we face this health crisis, always remember that all of our hope is in Jesus and Jesus alone.
I've been held by the Savior. I've felt fire from above. I've been down to the river. I hate to say prodigal return. All my hope is in Jesus. Thank God that yesterday's gone. All my sins are forgiven. I've been washed by the blood. I'm no stranger to the prison. I've worn shackles and chains, but I've been freed and forgiven. Yes, I have. I'm not going back. I'll never be the same. That's why I sing. All my hope is in Jesus. Thank God my yesterday's gone. All my sins are forgiven. I've been washed by the blood. There's a kind of thing that just breaks a man, breaking down to his knees. God, I've been broken more than a time or two. Yes, Lord. Then He picked me up and showed me what it means to be a man. Come on and sing. All my hope is in Jesus. Thank God my yesterday's gone. Yes, all my sins are forgiven. I've been washed by the blood. Come on and sing. All
God's love can do in your life? Tune in to UP987.
I searched for love when the night came and it closed in.
It's not surprising why a lot of people are down this age, anxious, confused, and in doubt these days. I was really into it though.
Where I was hiding, and I'll never ever be the same. It was the sweetest voice that called my name, saying, "You're not alone, for I am here. Let me wipe away every fear." Let me wipe away your every
You just heard Meredith Andrews for the song You're Not Alone. And coming up next is another local track called Laya by KZ Tandingan. And yes, Jesus has set us free from the bondage of sin. That's something we can be thankful for, especially if you have already surrendered your life to Jesus. Check your time, it's now 7:46 a.m.
97 DYFR-FM. Sumaki sa isip ko.
Hi, this is Jamie Kinnett. Over the last few days, like many of you, I've experienced fear and uncertainty. Both my parents are over 60 and have health conditions. The next few months of my income's been taken away. But you know what, friends? We serve a God who is bigger than coronavirus. A God who's in control and who loves us. I don't know what all his purposes are in the storm that we're facing, but I do know this: he is faithful. And he hasn't provided and brought you and your family this far to forget about you. I want to encourage us in this moment to have hope, to remember who our God is, and to trust in his promises. Let's care for each other, and as Philippians 4 says, in everything, rather than be afraid, choose to pray. With thanksgiving, bring our request to God, and then the peace of God, which passes all understanding, will guard our hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. So hang in there, guys. I'm praying for all of you, and I know that in his strength we'll get through this together. God bless.
Yes, you just heard Jamie Kimmett for that word of encouragement in light of COVID-19. It's not surprising why a lot of people are down, discouraged, anxious, confused, and in doubt these days. Times are really uncertain. We don't know when this COVID situation will come to an end. It's so hard to plan these days because of this crisis we're in, but don't lose heart and continue to trust in the Lord, who promised that he will never leave us nor forsake us. And personally, one thing that's been helping me cope with our current situation is reminding myself of God's promises found in his word, the Bible. So if this pandemic has been affecting you so much already, I suggest and encourage that you open, read, and meditate God's word, and I trust it will refresh and comfort you. Our time is now 7:51 a.m. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Gail for UP987, life-changing, broadcasting live from Emmanuel Bible College compound, Banawa Hill, Cebu City. We'd like to say hi to Miss Ellen Briones, watching all the way, or watching through our YouTube live streaming. Thank you so much, Miss Ellen. And we also want to say hi to our chief technician, Kuya Noel Ubod. Thank you for checking in on us today. And we've got here text and messages. Good morning, Ate Catalina Bacotet and family. Hello to Pastor Chito Aquino in Vancouver, Canada, and to our friends at CCBC Liloan, to Pastor Felipe Singuran, Pastor Alan Tan, Pastor Attorney Jojo Ortega, Attorney Babs Andales, Brother Johnny Gulpan, Pastor Fred Gulani, Pastor Joseph Press, to Winceline and Dale Dolimond in Canada. Thanks a lot for listening today. And Texter 7652 also says happy listening to Joy, Ivan Kim, and Christine Temonio. Thank you for allowing us to spend time with you today. Now listen to another local track, Taga Panalipod by Crayon. I hope this brings you comfort, encouragement, and confidence this part of the day and every day. Taga-panalipod sa sinugdanan, nahigugmaon. Save lang. Tagadaygon ka, Nagapanalipod sa sinugdanan hangtod karon.
That's what the world's been telling me. I wanna wake up and feel it, the passion inside, rising up like a wave. I'm desperate to ride, hear the call of the wind in the trees telling me to begin to breathe new life. I wanna break away, dive into the day, know that I'm alive, alive. Soak up all the sun until I come undone, know that I'm alive. I have felt the wonder of the power and the glory of my God. I want to wake up and feel it, the passion inside, pumping blood through my veins with my eyes open wide. Feel the beat of my heart telling me to believe and begin to breathe new life. I want to break away, dive into the day, know that I'm alive, alive. Soak up all the sun until I come undone, know that I'm alive, alive. Nothing left to lose, all I want to do is dance into the light. It's time to break away, dive into the day. I want to be alive, alive again. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I want to break away, dive into the day, know that I'm alive, alive. Soak up all the sun until I come undone, know that I'm alive. I want to break away, dive into the day, know that I'm alive, alive. Soak up all the sun until I come undone, know that I'm alive, alive. Nothing left to lose, all I want to do is dance into the light. It's time to break away, dive into the day. I want to be alive, alive again. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made.
I'm Bill Kennedy. Welcome to Five Star Man's The Daily Champion. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 18. Bad work gets paid with a bad check. Good work gets solid pay. God gave man a job before he gave man a wife. We have a purpose in business. A five-star man is entrepreneurial, which means God placed within a man the desire to meet his needs, grant the desires of his family, and to finance his purpose. Our advisor encourages us not just to work to get by, but to do our work with excellence. You know what to expect from the average guy, but a champion exceeds all expectations. What kind of attitude and skill would we work with if we considered that we were working directly for the master? That's how we should approach our work, regardless of whether we're working for ourselves or for someone else. To learn more, go to 5starman.com.
Today is May 11, 2020. This is your news to this hour. I'm Gail Agadia for FEBC Radio. For the local news, Cebu City on Sunday, May 10, 2020 has recorded a total of 1,571 coronavirus disease 29 cases, overtaking Quezon City's count. The Cebu City Health Department logged 97 new cases, bringing the total from 1,474 to 1,571. The COVID-19 count for Quezon City stood at 1,558 after it reported 35 new cases for Sunday. The data is from the Department of Health's online tracker. 43 of the 97 new COVID-19 patients are still from Barangay Mambaling in Cebu City. Another 40 are recorded in Sitio Upper Bakayan in Barangay Bakayan. Other new COVID-19 patients are found in Tres de Abril Street in Barangay Punta Princesa, Spolarium, Barangay Dulho Fatima, Barangay Pasil, and one each in Opera, Barangay Kalunasan, Tipadilla Street, Barangay Dayas, Sitio Malipayon, Barangay Inayawan, Rogelio Street, Barangay Sambagdos, and in Sitio Garfield, Barangay Suba. In other news, an official says the COVID-19 pandemic is a big test that has exposed weaknesses in China's public health system. The rare admission from Director of China's National Health Commission Li Bin comes after sustained criticism abroad of China's early response. Mr. Li then said the country will now improve its disease prevention, public health system, and data collection. And that's the news to this hour. This is Gail Agadia for FEBC Radio. Check your time. It's now 8:02. Good morning.
Going from strength to strength through your partnership. This is FEBC Philippines, marking 71 years of community with Christ in our world. Zamboanga City,
1116 DXAS, your community radio.
Davao City,
1197 DXFE, the Good News Radio.
Coronadal City,
1062 DXKI, the friendly voice of South Central Mindanao.
Cagayan de Oro City,
103.3 The New J, your positive choice.
Tacloban City,
97.5 DYFR-FM, first response for the community.
Bacolod City,
1233 DYVS, the sweet voice of salvation.
Cebu City,
UP987 DYFR-FM, life-changing.
Quezon, Palawan,
106.3 DZRK, Radio Kapit Bisig,
Legazpi City,
CARE 104.3 The Way FM.
Santiago City,
1143 DZMR Missions Radio,
Metro Manila,
98.7 DZME, The Master's Touch.
Mega Manila,
702 DZAS, Agapay ng Sambayanan.
on air, online, on the ground, going from strength to strength.
Reaching wider, UP987 DYFR-FM.
encouraging, inspiring, life-changing.
Stand firm through the turbulence.
UP987, UP987, encouraging, inspiring.
You just gotta live.
UP987.
Hey, happy Monday morning. You're in UP987 DYFR-FM, life-changing, heard online too through the mobile app FEBC PH Stream. Gail here, and we're now down to our last hour together for this episode. You heard in the news a while ago that Cebu City is the city with the highest number of COVID cases here in the Philippines, overtaking Quezon City. This update is really sad, so I hope this motivates us Cebuanos to do what we can to help fight the spread of this disease. Stay at home as much as you can, observe proper hygiene, and when you go out, wear your mask, practice social distancing. These are, simple habits, but they are so helpful. And sadly, a lot of people are not taking these seriously until now. Even when we go out from our office, going home, I still see some people not wearing masks and not observing social distancing. And we've seen posts on social media as well about these situations. So please, let's be united. Let's cooperate and obey protocols to help stop this pandemic. All right? Check your time. It's now 8:06 a.m. and we've got more inspiring tracks for you. Faithful by Elevation Worship and Waves by Theo Stratos. That's here on this FEBC Radio. Hello, good morning and happy Monday to our friends who are watching through our YouTube live stream. How are you guys? I hope you are all doing well today. I hope you had an awesome weekend. I hope you had an awesome Mother's Day celebration with your moms, of course, and your family. If you're not able to celebrate with your mama, tungod kay basi na stranded ka, asa magani karon, wala ka nang kauli because of this ECQ, because of COVID. We hope you were able to make a phone call, you were able to video call them through Messenger, through uso pa ba ang Skype, through Zoom. But again, I hope this reminds us to really treasure, value our relationships before it's too late. Good ang ingon nila you'll never know the value of something or someone until they're gone. So, getting COVID, it has allowed us to be separated from a lot of things. It has allowed us to dili separated, but to take a break from routines, and sometimes malayo ta from unsay naandan, no? And so it makes us miss those things, no, katong normal before. So I hope this makes you realize that it's important to be thankful, no, labi na sa atong situation karon. So I hope you'll have an awesome day ahead. If first time nimong maminaw sa ating YouTube live streaming, just an orientation. This is not actually directly connected to our broadcast mixer, so that's why what you'll hear or what you're hearing is not that broadcast quality because you're hearing the noise. You even hear me typing sa keyboard or whatnot unsay mga noise diri sa studio. So please bear with us. We're still exploring our options for live streaming or kung unsay platforms super work, especially with UP987 being a music format. na lang. If you have friends nga mas convenient nila nga maminaw through our live stream, invite them to tune in sa atong YouTube channel. And don't forget our app, mobile app, FEBC PH Stream, which you can download on Google Play. No? For now, available lang siya sa mga Android users. But our developers are doing what they can, doubling their efforts to ensure that it will be available for iOS users as well. Actually, last week, I received an update na very soon, pwede na siya for Apple users. So, hang in there, guys. Meantime, YouTube channel lang sa ta. And, naput tayo streaming link actually if you want to listen through your web. So, message lang atong FB page if you want to have a copy of that link. Alright? God bless you!
is UP987 DYFR-FM, life-changing, broadcasting from Cebu City.
Mail's here, ma'am.
Oh, thank you.
I think I saw your son playing in the street.
Oh, okay.
Well, aren't you going to tell him to stop playing in the street?
What? Restrict my little Bobby? He has the freedom to do whatever he feels like doing.
But there are cars driving by, big trucks. He shouldn't play in the street.
That's his choice. Who are you to judge his actions anyway?
Ma'am, I'm concerned about your boy. He could get hurt.
Don't you impose your values on me. It's judgmental people like you that need to realize that not everyone lives by your standards.
Don't you care about your little boy?
Of course I do. I always support his decisions and would never dream of judging him.
Sometimes the most loving action is to show someone that what they're doing is wrong. If a friend is making harmful choices, do you care enough to let them know? Another message from Lifeline Productions, located on the web at lifelinepro.com.
Music and words that warm the heart. Up 987. Life changing.
In the valley of the shadow, I wanna feel. If enemies surround me, I know you are near. You're bigger than all I can see. You are holding on to me. If my dreams a little closer, you're out my way. When the road's a little longer, you'll get me straight. I hear you singing victory songs over every path I'm on. I wanna live fearless. I believe, I believe, I believe. You promised us. I believe, I believe, I believe. You are for me. Fearless, I believe. There's a mountain I see that you cannot move. No matter what could run me, that you're gonna lose. I will put my hope in you. There is nothing you can't do. I wanna live fearless. I believe, I believe, I believe. You promised us. I believe, I believe, I believe. You are for me. Fearless, I believe. You're stronger than my weakness, Jesus, your victory. You're fighting all my battles, you fight for me. You're stronger than my weakness, Jesus, your victory. You're fighting all my battles, you fight for me. Fearless, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. I believe, I believe, I believe. You are for me. Fearless, I believe. I believe, I believe, I believe. You promised us. I believe, I believe, I believe. You are for me. Fearless, I believe. I believe, I believe, I believe. Yes, I believe.
Check. Sound test. Is this thing on? Alright. Okay. Listen. A lot of things in this world will try to steal, kill, and even destroy your life. But you're meant to live this life to the full, overflow. So stay tuned. Get ready for this. Here we go. Hello there, welcome to life, my friend. Today's gonna be a little different. We gonna celebrate and this party is live. The venue's right here, right now. Get your swagger right, go put your hope on. Don't forget your smile while your ladies passion. We don't need boo. We get drunk with love, no strobes, no spotlights. We shining down, no curfew. This is forever and ever, so we can sing, jump, dance whenever. Take your blues off, that's too heavy to dance on. You gotta be cool and light on the dance floor, cause we gonna flow. Groove to the sound, it's a festival of love and we gon' shake the ground. Look sharp, stay fly, cause you're the star of this party. Let's go. We gonna celebrate this life. When I shine, you shine, we all shine bright. It's a party life. This world is a spectacle of life. When I shine, you shine, let's all shine bright. In this party life, you never heard it like this before. Sabayan mo na, wag nang mahuhuli. Itodo mo ba? Umilag sa sali na tinok mo yung puso. Parinig sa buong mundo. Ang buhay ay isang pagdiriwang. Selebrasyon na hindi pang karaniwang. Mga ngiti ang ilaw. Bawat dalaw at karanasan yan ang sayaw. Sabayan ang kumas ng panahon. Eto na, the party is on. Ipagdiwang ang buhay, sumigaw. Isa pa, sumigaw ka pa. Tawagin ang buong barangay.
DYFR-FM, life-changing, broadcasting from Emmanuel Bible College compound, Banawa Hills, Cebu City.
How can I live a godly life? Here's Pastor Carlson with today's key for unlocking the Bible.
You know, godliness is not a system or a program, it's a person. Jesus Christ is godliness in the flesh. He has lived the life of godliness, and our hope of living a godly life is found in Him. Jesus is the object of our faith and the source of our life. Most of us get the first part. I want you to focus on the second. Being a Christian is more than believing in Jesus. It is the life of Jesus Christ in you by the Holy Spirit. Faith unites us to Christ so that we are in Him and His life is in us. Faith possesses Christ. Faith feeds on Christ. The mystery that has been kept hidden for ages and generations, but is now disclosed to the saints, is Christ in you. That's the hope of glory.
For more, visit unlockingthebible.org.
The 2019 novel coronavirus disease is a new sickness that is highly contagious and should not be taken lightly. To combat the threat of COVID-19, be prepared. Make it a habit to always wash your hands with soap and water. Keep alcohol and hand sanitizer close by and use regularly. When you cough or sneeze, cover your mouth with a handkerchief. Better yet, use tissue and dispose properly afterwards. Wear an appropriate face mask, disinfect a non-disposable mask, and get rid of disposable masks properly. Avoid contact with people who have a fever or show symptoms of flu. Make sure that food is thoroughly cooked before consumption, especially meat and eggs. Avoid direct or unprotected contact with live animals or contaminated surface in marketplaces. In every situation, take the proper precautions. You can help prevent the spread of COVID-19. Basta laging handa at sama-sama.
Philippine Standard Time is 8:33 a.m. Thanks for listening to this FEBC Radio UP987, bringing you words and music that inspire. If you are new to the broadcast, welcome. I hope the broadcast will brighten up your day, especially if you've been feeling worried because of this crisis we're in. Always remember that God's got this. And if you've been tuning in for a while, we want to hear how the broadcast has helped you personally, so please connect with us. Text us at 0919-492-1939 or message us on facebook.com/up987 DYFR-FM. Let's get back to music. So Will I by Hillsong United and Have My Surrender by Lauren Daigle.
There at the start, before the beginning of time. With no point of reference, we spoke to the dark and fleshed out the wonder of life. And as you speak,
Despite the nature of my work, I intentionally take a break from reading or watching the news at times. Chances are just high for these news. Going to happen next week, next month, or the rest of the year. But I'm always reminded that while times are uncertain, we can trust in the certainty of God's character and His promises. Thankfully, I know that God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. His promises never change. His promises never change. Despite the nature of my work, I occasionally take a break from reading much of the news poems. Chances are I just have to release like a state of emotion.
Light of the world, abandoned in darkness to die.
We can trust in this
And as you speak, 100 billion families disappear. But you lost your life so I can find you. If you left the grave behind you, I can see your heart and everything you've done. Every part of the sun and work upon your life. If you cleanse your surrender soul, like you would again 100 million times. Romance could map to your desires. And the wonder is the wonder.
Encouraging, inspiring, life-changing.
You are my hope, you are my doubt, you are the things that I can't figure out. You are my storm, my crashing seas. You are the burden that brought me to my knees. And I will take you at your unfailing word. More than all I want, I will seek you first. I will bless your name when the night is long. God, you have my surrender.
Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be the name, blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be the glorious name. Give and take away. Blessed be the name.
I cannot do. I'm nothing without you. And I will take you at your unfailing word. More than all I want, I will seek you first. I will bless your name when the night is long. God, you have my surrender. Oh God, you have my surrender. I cast my cares on. I cast
And this by the nature of my
cares
work.
on. I cast my cares on you. I cast my cares on. I cast my cares on. I cast my cares on you. Oh yeah. I cast my cares on. I cast my cares on. I cast my cares on you. And I will take you at your unfailing word. More than all I want, I will seek you first. I will bless your name when the night is long. God, you have my surrender. God, you have my surrender. God, you have my surrender.
here to cheer you up. We're here to cheer you up. Up 987. Up 987. Life changing.
DYFR-FM, life-changing, communicating Christ, on air, online, and on the ground.
Hey, this is Mark from Casting Crowns. I just celebrated 5 years cancer-free, and I can't tell you how good it feels to say that. When cancer came into my life, it obviously came out of nowhere, and I was probably the busiest I've been in a long time. And in the middle of everything in my life going around in circles, suddenly life just hit pause, and I had to stop for 5 or 6 weeks. And when that first happened, I didn't know what to do with that. I thought, God, what are you doing? You've got to fix this. But what I saw is that pause in my life God used to show me things about me, to show me things about my family. And God used what the enemy would have intended for bad, and he used it for good, because that's what he does. He works all things together for good for those who love him and are called according to his purpose. So, God, what are you doing right now in all of this madness? Kids are staying home, things are shutting down, we're all having to be together a little bit more. Lord, what are you doing in this? Who is around me right now that needs hope, that needs love? I can't live this season in fear. I've got to walk in wisdom, get in on what God's doing, keep my family safe, but still love people like Jesus. We love you guys, and we're praying for you.
And our time is now 8:50 a.m. Hello there, you're on UP987, life-changing. We're committed to remaining on the air to bring relevant updates and encouragement amid COVID-19. I trust you're safe wherever you are. You know, despite the nature of my work, I actually limit my news intake every day. Chances are just high for these updates to take a toll on me emotionally and mentally. Indeed, we're facing tough and challenging times ahead. No one can tell what's going to happen next week, next month, or the rest of the year, but I'm always reminded that while times are uncertain, we can trust in the certainty of God's character and his promises. Thankfully, we have a God who is the same yesterday, today, and forever. His promises found in his word never change. So amid the health crisis we're facing, my resolve is to cast my anxieties to the Lord who cares for me and loves me. I'm safe in the arms of my Father. Blessed be his name. Make that your resolve as well. We want to say hi to Sir Jason, and he wants to give a shout out to his kids, VJ Genesis, Love Jave, and JV Evard, who are tuning in this morning. Thank you so much for making it a family thing to listen to UP987. My name is Gail, and always remember that you are blessed, for you are loved, so have faith. Coming up next is J.R. Kuyam for Way Makalabaw, Way Makatupong, followed by Colton Dixon for Through All of It. May these songs bring encouragement. Hi again to our friends who are listening, who are watching to our YouTube live streaming. I hope you guys are doing well amid the pandemic that we are facing, and I trust that the broadcast is giving you a boost, especially if you've been feeling down, if you've been feeling worried because of COVID-19. I know how it feels, because there are really times when updates, when news are making me sad, just like the news a while ago that Cebu City is the city with the highest number of cases already, overtaking Quezon City. But I hope that when you're tempted to really be worried, when you're tempted to doubt on the Lord, when you're confused, always go back to the truth that is written in his word. Always go back to who God is, his character, and his promises. And thankfully, even if we're in uncertain times, as what I've said a while ago, his promises and his character are certain, and God remains the same. He will never change. So continue to trust in the Lord, continue to cling to his promises, continue to recognize and acknowledge that he is in control of everything. All we have to do is trust. It's not our business to make solutions, make band-aid solutions. We have to trust in the Lord. I know it's really hard. It's really hard to do that, especially with what we're seeing these days. And normally, humans as we are, solutions that we want to happen are something that we can see, something atong magunitan, no? But But God's ways are way higher than ours. So again, let's continue to trust in the Lord. Alright? Happy Monday, everyone! I hope you'll truly be happy in spite of what we're going through right now. Laban lang. Always remember that God's got this.